Let's review the market equilibrium using these examples. Several new companies entered the cell phone industry. Let's start with the initial equilibrium in this market. Initially, we're at equilibrium. The price is P1. Q1 quantity is bought and sold. Now, let's enter the new information. Let's include the new information into our analysis. With new companies entering the market, we will have more supply. So this is about supply. Supply will shift to the right. Supply will increase. And with the new supply, we will have a new equilibrium. When we have a new equilibrium, of course, we will have a new price. The price goes down to P2, and more companies producing more cell phones will increase the quantities produced. The quantity will increase to Q2. In this case, the information is consumers suddenly decide SUVs are unfashionable. Once again, let's start with the initial equilibrium. When the market is in equilibrium, the price is P1 and Q1 quantity is bought and sold. Since this information is about demand, it's all about consumers' decisions about purchasing SUVs. This is about demand, so we will predict that the demand will change. Since now SUVs are unfashionable, demand will decrease. That is a leftward shift. When we have a new demand, we have a new equilibrium in the market. At the new equilibrium, the price is P2, quantity is Q2. In this case, the information is the U.S. Surgeon General issues a report stating that tomatoes prevent colds. Once again, let's start with the initial equilibrium in the market. At the equilibrium, price is P1, quantity is Q1. We need to decide if this information is about supply or demand. When we read the statement, we understand that this is all about consumers' decisions. So this is about demand. We need to now decide if we have an increase in demand or a decrease in demand. Since we now know that tomatoes prevent colds, we will increase our demand for tomatoes. That will be a rightward shift. With the new demand, we have a new equilibrium, and at the new equilibrium, we have a new price and new quantity. The price will be higher and the quantity will be higher when we have a rightward shift in demand. Now we have this information. Frost threatens to damage the coffee crop, and consumers expect the price to rise sharply in the future. Well, this statement has two different parts, but we know that this situation is about consumers. Now consumers expect that the price will rise because of the frost. So what do they do today? They want to buy more today because they expect the price will increase tomorrow. As usual, we start with the initial equilibrium, and the equilibrium price and quantity are P1 and Q1. Since this is about demand, we need to shift the demand curve. Today, with the expectations of increasing prices, we will buy more coffee today. That will increase the demand. That is the rightward shift. When we have a new demand, we have a new equilibrium. And at the new equilibrium, the price goes up and the quantity goes up. In our next case, the price of tea falls. What is the effect on the coffee market? This market is the coffee market, but what's changing is the price of tea. And we know that price and coffee are substitutes. Let's first start with the initial equilibrium in the coffee market. the price of coffee is P1 and Q1 quantity is bought and sold in the market. But now the price of tea falls, and we can see that people can substitute coffee with tea because tea is cheaper. In the coffee market, the demand will go down. That is a leftward shift in demand. With the new demand, we have a new equilibrium. At the new equilibrium, we have a lower price and fewer quantities are bought and sold. Now the price of sugar rises. Again, we want to see the effect on the coffee market. This graph is for the coffee market. This question is about the coffee market. So we start with the initial equilibrium in the coffee market with P1 price and Q1 quantity bought and sold. And we have two goods here, sugar and coffee. These are complements. A lot of people drink coffee with sugar. If sugar is more expensive, we expect that people will have less coffee because drinking coffee will be relatively more expensive, so they will cut their purchases. So this is about consumers, this is about demand. As a result of an increase in the price of sugar, the demand for coffee will decrease. That is a leftward shift in demand. When we have this new demand in the market, we have a new equilibrium. At the new equilibrium, we have a lower price and lower quantity bought and sold. Tobacco lobbyists convinced Congress to remove the tax paid by the sellers on each carton of cigarettes sold. This is about supply taxes. If it's on the sellers, it will increase the cost. But if the tax is removed, paid by the sellers, then the production will be cheaper for the tobacco producers, and they can supply more. As a result, the supply will shift to the right, and with the new supply, there will be a new equilibrium in the market. The price will go down to P2, and the quantity bought and sold will increase to Q2. A new type of robot is invented that will pick peaches. Initially, we have this equilibrium in the peach market, and with the new technology, the farmers can pick more peaches with the help of the robots. That will increase the supply of peaches. That is a rightward shift in supply. With the new supply, now we have a new equilibrium. At the new equilibrium, we have a lower price and higher quantity. Nintendo anticipates that the future price of its games will fall much lower than the current price. And it looks like this is about the firm, this is about the sellers. This will affect our supply curve. So if this firm expects that the future price will fall, they will want to sell more today. Today, they will increase their supply. That is a rightward shift. With the new supply, we have a new equilibrium. The price goes down, the quantity goes up.